Blessings. Good morning. We're going to do a little bit of musings. So I've been pondering and really thinking on emotions and memory. And they're intrinsically connected. I mean, of course, everything is connected at the end of the day. But our emotions, if you think about, we easily trigger off. And we have a feeling and an emotional state rises. And that's what triggers us into a memory. And many times that's the trauma, the pain, the suffering, things like that. All because of that emotion. That emotion came up. And I know right now, a lot of people are feeling a lot and being asked to really dive into these emotional states and feel them in order to heal them. I mean, there is truth there. You have to feel in order to heal. But if we keep ignoring, suppressing, avoiding, distracting ourselves from these emotional states, you're not actually fully in your experience. Emotions are an intelligent system, and that connects you to your intuition. And if you're not willing to feel your emotions, how deeply connected to your intuition are you? How do you really know if you're following your true north? Because the emotions will tell you what's really going on. They help you sense your environment, situations, people. And that's deeply connected to your discernment, your bullshit meter. And more, that's coming online for a lot of people. And they're getting more aware of being able to navigate and see between truth and the illusion. Not just other people's illusions, but their own illusions. So this thing with emotions and memory is embedded in the emotion, which is then embedded within your cellular structure. And again, going back off to being triggered, okay? For whatever reason, it's very easy for the human to recognize and be fully aware of emotional states that are interlinked with more negative emotions. But I want to flip the script and go to the other side of these things. You can go into great memories through your emotions. But it's a feeling state. It's a breathing state. It's the coherence between mind and heart. It's visualization. Like if you think about times as a child, and play, and your imagination would just run wild. And you would create, and you'd grab a stick off the ground and pretend it was a sword. And you'd go running through the woods, fighting dragons, goblins, things like that. These are I'm just bringing up scenarios. But if you just allow your mind to quiet and settle and fall into that experience, you can recall that memory and bring up that state of awareness and the joy and the excitement and the discovery as you explored your environment through play. But as adults, we forget, and it's very easy. We're still using the same mechanism. We're still going through the same process, yet we fall into these emotional states, these triggers, these traumas, these storylines. And we have to step back and ask ourselves, why? Why do I keep rewatching the same movie? Because I'm not feeling the emotional, I'm not feeling through the emotion and allowing myself to penetrate the experience and see what the root is and excavate that, pull that root out of the experience and dissolve it. When we can go into it fully, and that means reliving it, knowing it's not going to last forever, because within that, I'm making a decision. This doesn't define me. What has happened has happened. And I have a choice in every now moment to say that experience does not define me and who I am now. Yes, it may have helped cultivate the individual that you are. But now you know this is an experience that I don't want to keep reliving. I don't want to keep feeling. I want to feel the lighter states. I want to feel excitement and joy. How do I do that when I go into these messy, dark spaces? I could recognize and reroute myself and use my mind and my heart and my imagination to sense and feel. And it's finding that stream of consciousness, that energy, and pulling yourself. You're pulling this energy of joy and love to pull yourself out of that darker emotion, that darker space and that feeling. And it's taking a control in every now moment and commanding it. Yeah, I agree. Sometimes it is necessary. You have to ride it out, but you have to go through it to come out the other side. Whew, it's chilly this morning. It's good to ask and reflect and just say, why am I reliving these? Because it's comfortable. It's all we know. I mean, there is a saying or what have you about those who have experienced trauma. They take it on as part of their identity. And if they didn't have that trauma and that pain and that suffering, they wouldn't know who they are outside of the trauma. And it's very true. But if we can switch our perspective and look at it and say, wow, this is not me. This does not define me. And here I have an empty space. And get excited about that. What do I want to fill that space in? If I'm removing this trauma, this definition of self, what can I fill and create here and be? And get excited about that. And allow yourself and your mind to go there. To feel in, to find what makes you feel good. Because the energy's there. You're just not seeing it. Sensing, and it requires all of your senses. Not so much your eyes, but it's building your intuition. It's a muscle. and allowing yourself to go there and explore what you cannot see and feel for it. What would bring me joy right now? Is it listening to music? And falling into the sound, the bass, the strings, the vocals? Where does it take you? And allow it to fill your vessel and explore that. Ooh, sorry, my hands are vibrating right now. And that's the beauty. I'm sensing and I'm feeling energies of a higher vibration, because I'm taking control of my heart and my mind. And I'm just allowing it to flow and feel into that. And that's the beauty of feeling space and these emotions. We don't have to keep falling back into the same stories and watching the same old movies. We don't. And every moment we have the ability to create. It's aligning that mind-heart coherence and the body. And that requires feeling your emotions. And then some would say, well, yeah, like, I don't want to feel bad emotions. Well, unfortunately, that's part of the human experience. Because if you haven't felt or experienced pain and suffering, how do you know the other side of the coin? How do you know what you don't wish to have in your experience, what you'd prefer to have? Because then now you have choices. Your only choice is no longer just pain and suffering. It's like, I know more. I've experienced it. I've sensed it. I've felt it. I allowed it to imbue itself and fill me up. And that's where I want to be, and get excited again about it. But we choose to just keep replaying, like, my life is shit. I don't feel good. Nothing goes right for me. And then, we keep telling our stories, our sob stories. But you're so much more. You can experience so much more. And that's where we have to take control and stop limiting ourselves. There's so much more. Feel into it. Imagine, what do you desire? What do you wish to experience? Sense into it. Really feel it. Imagine it. Taste it. What does it sound like? What emotions does it bring up for you? And allow it to become so visceral that you are in it. And hold the vision. We can create so much more than these old storylines and these wounds and these pains. But if you keep playing the record, your experience is going to be the same. You have the ability to actually solidify and change the record. It makes me think about in the Matrix of bending the spoon. See it. See it in your mind's eye. Create it. Play with it. Transform it. Anyway, I'm getting a little frozen. So that's my musings for this morning. I wish everybody just a blessed day. Again, remember, every day is a new blank slate. Every day you have the ability to write a new chapter. You are the director. You are the writer of your story. What do you want to write and create going forward? Or are you going to keep just rewriting, rereading the same chapter over and over again? It's up to you. It's your choice. I send you all much love, many blessings. My heart to yours. I love you all.